actually living your life is exponentially different from just being alive.
Why is it so hard to enjoy life? I think about this question a lot, and I'm sure you've considered it as well. Being alive is the best gift we could receive, and yet a lot of times we struggle to appreciate and really enjoy how we live. Why is this? Well, to be honest, this video is not going to provide a complete answer. I surely do not have the knowledge and experience to fully flesh out this topic, but I do have some things to say. I wanted this video to serve as a challenge to myself to think about this question and come up with some answers for you, and I believe I was able to do that. However, I want to be clear that this video is not a guide to being happy, because that's a whole different topic. The purpose of this video is to provide advice on accepting and appreciating your life for what it is, and doing it on a consistent basis. But as I've said, I do not have all the answers, so if you know something I don't, leave it in the comments. The first reason that I believe hinders us from enjoying our lives is the fact that we aren't selfish enough. Now, I'm not saying that in order to enjoy life, we have to only think of ourselves and forget everyone else, because that is just as problematic and will lead you down a very miserable road. However, in my opinion, I think we all need to be more selfish when it comes to allocating our time, energy, care, and love. Most of us almost never put ourselves first in various types of daily situations. Rather, we choose to put others and their needs in front. There could be a lot of reasons behind this behavior, but the most relevant is the notion that we believe others' needs are always more important than our own. While selflessness is not a poor trait to have, the consequence of putting others before yourself for a long period of time is that you may fall behind in life. I'd like to provide an example of how I struggle with this. So this channel is centered around providing advice for you. I spend time creating videos that address topics that I think are points of struggle for you. Unfortunately, I do not invest the same amount of time in trying to fix my own problems. Sometimes I feel like I don't put in any effort at all. This issue I have brings us back to my original statement. We have to be more selfish. We have to make sure that we help ourselves a little first before we start trying to help other people. We have to give ourselves the time and energy we believe others deserve. Most importantly, we need to give the same level of care and love to ourselves as we give to others. These actions, though, are definitely not an easy thing to do. So to help with that, these next two sections will be centered around giving more attention to yourself through the process of self-reflection. Another big issue that causes us to not enjoy our lives is when we are dissatisfied with how we are currently living. I'm sure we have all been in this place at least once in our lives, where we just don't feel proud of our day-to-day routine. How we live and spend our time when we are awake completely shapes our perception of life. It's a simple cause and effect. If we don't enjoy our lifestyle, we'll have a more negative perception of life. We feel stuck, behind everyone else, and worst of all, guilty for falling into this state. But if we just go a little deeper and ask ourselves why we feel this way, we may realize that our lifestyle is not so bad after all. The reason I say this is because I think in many cases, actually having a poor lifestyle is not the reason we believe our lifestyle is inadequate. Rather, the source of negativity is mental. For example, let's say you don't go out a lot. You might genuinely enjoy alone time, but you feel bad because you feel like going out is the right or socially acceptable way to live. Of course, you can't be by yourself 24/7, but choosing to be alone more than being around people is not a bad choice as long as you enjoy it. Do not feel guilty about your lifestyle due to comparing how you live to other people. I could have saved myself a lot of worrying and stress if I had just accepted how I like to live my life. But there might still be something about your life that you are genuinely not happy with. If that is true, then it would be best to start allocating time daily to pursuing a change in your lifestyle. The primary goal here is to enjoy as much of the time you have as possible. As you build habits, hobbies, and an overall routine, you'll begin to look forward to almost everything you have planned in a given day. You won't always enjoy 100% of your day on a consistent basis, but what if you knew you could enjoy 12 out of those 16 hours you are awake every day? Doesn't sound too bad to me, and it all begins with accepting how you live. The last section is going to require some personal reflection. You have to consider who you are now and who you want to become in the future. Everybody has a vision of their future self. This ideal progression of you is likely more successful, better looking, funnier, more social, and many other things. But of course, that is just an idea, and it's usually something we'll never actually attain completely. The reason I bring this up is because I believe when this vision becomes too far off of who we actually are currently, it can lead to a lot of dissatisfaction with your position in life. I struggled a lot with this personally, and I had to humble myself and create a more realistic goal for who I see myself becoming in the future. However, I do not believe you should simply block this vision out and forget it. I actually think it could be something extremely positive to chase if you act. Instead of just envisioning yourself thinking about who you want to be, dedicate the energy to act. Make it one of your most important goals to close the gap between the person in your mind and who you are in reality. If you become even just a fraction of your future vision, then I strongly believe you will have a more positive perception of your life. Enjoying life is not always a guarantee, so don't feel like just because you are alive, you have to be super happy and appreciative every day. Even the most productive, disciplined, and positive people experience bad days where they just don't feel like it. But these people know that there will be many more opportunities to be productive and disciplined again. When you have a bad day in life, the most important thing you need to do is put it behind you and start fresh the next day. That is the key to enjoying life in the long term. Hopefully, at least one thing I said today helped you in your progression to enjoy your life. If you have any ideas for videos in the future, let me know in the comments. As always, this has been Dark Horse, and I will see you in the next video.